Go.
What's up, guys? Rogue Scrubs here, coming at you with a updated, long overdue Raccoon deck profile. I kind of owed you guys this. I also owe you guys light sworns, but I've been avoiding that because playing without snow just pisses me off so much. Yeah. So without further ado, I guess I'll get right into it. I think this deck definitely benefits from the ban list and 3 slumbers. 3 cat. This card's nuts. We will always play 3 tour guide.
Don't need to explain that.
3 Summoner Monk. This card's great, and I'll show you guys a combo actually at the end that I fucked up the first time, but I'm going to do it right this time. It's really, really good for a couple of reasons. And yeah, it's just a little stronger for an Ed Beast if you end up having to go first. Then for the Beast, I play 3 Nimble Beaver, 2 Wind Up Kitten, 2 Tiger, 2 Valera Fawn, alongside the 1 Mind Mole. Okay, so I've actually swapped this deck from going first to trying to set up Nad Beast to become an OTK deck now. I want to go second, and that means I also don't want to play Desires because I'm going to get that extra card. And also I don't like the fact of having to play 3 of each of these guys. When you play Desires, you have to play 3 of each of those guys because you don't want to banish them. But if you don't, you don't have to. Nimble Beaver is the best one you want, other than obviously your Summoner Monk and your Rescue Cat. It's the only other one you really want to normal summon because it actually gets you another card because it gets you the second copy unless you do an overlay play instantaneously or further your plays. These guys, it's just the correct ratio. I'm telling you guys, this is the way you want to play it. 3 is overkill on some of these guys unless you play the Desires and you're going first, which I do side deck into. Next up, I wanted to explain Mind Mole. So I'm playing this card because I didn't have the Crusadia Leonidas on me. However, play the Crusadia Leonidas because if you draw Leonidas, it's live compared to this card not being. It's the better adjustment now that we have that card. It's a beast and it's free. It's just really good. Drawing a card is just greedy. Now that we have a card that consistently gets us our synchro for Nad Beast, even if we draw, it's not a brick in comparison to this. So, but yeah. Also, since there is only since you play Leonidas, you really only need 1 because that way you don't have to play 2, especially like with the Desires. This is the best Beast lineup, I think, anyway, for the Beast or for the Obedience Gold. So yeah. Next up, I told you I'm going second now, so I actually play 3 Destrudo and the Mare combo because I think this combo is nuts in this deck, especially if you open something like just a Beaver. The Beaver grabs you a second Beaver, and the Destrudo goes off and grabs you more combos, can do some Sork plays and things like that. It's just really, really strong, and so I definitely highly suggest you play Destrudo in this deck with the Mare, especially because I want to go second, and OTKing your opponent is just nuts. Lastly, for the last of the monsters, I play no hand traps, I just play Kaijus. The Kaijus are fantastic in this deck. They're so good because you just bounce them back with your Wind Up Kitten, and it just lets you push out for a ridiculous amount of damage because you can summon tokens of the biggest ones. And yeah, so there is actually ideology behind the 6 I'm playing. This one's the weakest one technically. This one has synergy with the Mrs. Radiant, and you can link it into Mrs. Radiant as well. This one makes your loses attack under Mrs. Radiant. This is the biggest Kaiju you possibly can play. And the only one I play 2 of are Raiden. And the reason is because I cut Desires, I wanted draw power. So I actually play a Lore of Darkness because you have the 3 Summoner Monk, the 3 Destrudo, and the 2 Raiden for Lore of Darkness targets to draw some cards. So yeah, that's it for the monster count. Like I said, no hand traps are going second other than the Kaijus. Hopefully the Kaijus will get you there for your OTKs. 3 Obedience Gold. There's really nothing to explain here. I've done this a billion times. It's just such a good card. Also, some people just don't forget. The only thing is that you can give your opponent a Kaiju, then play Obedience Gold. Obedience Gold says after you play, you can't summon. You can only summon Beast for the rest of the turn. So you can like give them a Kaiju, play Obedience Gold, then you can like normal summon a Wind Up Cat or summon Valera Fawn, grab back the cat, and bounce back the Kaiju to your hand. So like recycling the Kaiju is really, really nice too. Next up, 3 Slumber. This card's amazing in this deck. It's just Dark Hole, plus it just feeds OTKs like crazy. Like I said, you getting that token really just puts out like 8,000 damage in ways you just wouldn't imagine. Also, just searching it gives it a little, having ability to search a Kaiju for a follow-up turn is also really nice in case you don't kill them that turn. So yeah, 3 of that. 3 Call of the Grave, we're playing an OTK deck. You need this card, especially because they hit the Summoner Monk. 2 Allures, like I said, I already explained this. This is your draw power because I'm not playing Desires in the main deck. I side deck into going first because I don't want to go first, I want to go second. And that also explains your evenly match because you just want to gain an advantage. You want your opponent to kind of extend, and then you want to summon that Kaiju, go for game, or you just want to rob them of their value and then summon naturally a beast. So yeah, that's the main deck. It's 40 cards. Onto the extra deck. You need the best tokens ever. Yeah. 3 Ronin Raccoon Sandayu. This has never changed. This was essentially is going to stay the same, I feel like, every single time. It's just absolutely nuts to be able to summon a token that's huge, and then it can't die. It's just one of the greatest cards. The whole reason the deck is even called Raccoons. Yeah. The only other Exceed you should probably play is Sky Cavalry Centuria, because you can bounce back the Kaiju you give your opponent. I just didn't find room for it this time, but in hindsight, I guess you could probably cut like a Miss Radiant because I'm playing 3 of her. But yeah, for the Yazi, Mare / Summoner Monk plays, or Summon Sork plays, we play a lot of Link monsters. These essentially are your Link ladders. This is the best one ever because Obedient School, you just burn through these like crazy and it grabs back your resources. You want to have a way to pop back row, spin cards, and then obviously the Summon Sword for the play, I'll show you later. And Boral Sword is kind of a necessity in this deck, unfortunately, which is kind of sucks. But it's just so easy to OTK with it that you kind of need it. But yeah, so that's essentially the links. Most of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. You can, I guess, cut as Mrs. Radiant. I feel like 3 has always been necessary. I seem to have made 3 in some games, so yeah. And then lastly, for the 2 synchros, we just play Nad Beast and Nazi. You can play Black Rose and other level 7 synchros if you don't have like certain things and you want to play them instead. It's up to you. I think these are the 2 synchros you should play. Next up, for the side deck, I side into playing the Pot of Desires engine and Scapegoat, because Scapegoat I always feel like is only good going first and it sucks going second. So like since you have the extra deck stuff already lined up for Scapegoat, you should probably play it if you go first. And that's the same ideology with that. Since I'm playing Desires, I'm going to want to have one more target for the Rescue Cat. And if I'm going to try and end on the Nad Beast, I need cards to stall it, and that involves the back row as well. Most of the time, your opponent's obviously going to side out the Twin Twisters and things like that because you're playing an OTK based deck, so they're not going to see traps coming. So like Mistake and Imperial Order are just really good cards.
You should still make sure you don't summon the token going first.
Oh yeah,
because you'll get even lead and get fucked.
If you go first and you do open the Obedience Gold Rescue Cat Nut combo, you don't make the token because if they evenly match you, then you have to keep the token, which sucks. But nonetheless, this is the stuff you want to side into going first because your opponent's not going to probably let you go first if you're playing an OTK deck and you're planning to go second. Because that obviously they don't want to go OTK.
Usually when they get raped game 1, they tend to don't let you go second after that.
They want you to brick, essentially. You do play Red Reboots in case, alongside Twin Twisters, just because broken cards are broken. And then lastly, I do play the new Kaiju guy, because if I do end up getting forced to go first, I want to have a way to potentially grab back stuff if they Kaiju over my Natural Beast. You can search off Slumber, yeah, I believe so. It's a Kaiju, yep. So yeah, good stuff. That's the side deck. So yeah, I'll go into the combo really quickly for the Summoner Monk play, which I think is pretty nice. It's rare, but it happens if you open Summoner Monk and 2 spells. So you summon Summoner Monk, you grab a Summoner Monk, and then you grab Rescue Cat after ditching the second spell. You activate the effect of Rescue Cat, and what you're going to summon is you're going to actually summon this and your Crusadia Leonidas or Mind Mole, whichever one you decide to play. I recommend you play the Leonidas instead. But yeah, and you're going to summon the Rescue Cat to the zone that your Link guy would point to. Yeah. Then you're going to link the 2 Summoner Monks off and summon the Reprotocus. And you're going to make him the dinosaur thingy so you can make your Summoner Monk. Or not Summoner Monk, Summon
Sorcerers.
I keep confusing the 2. Summon Source is going to activate, target your Leonidas or your Monk, and it's going to grab your Valeraphon. And that's going to make your Natural Beast. Now, why is this better than just going a regular 1 Summoner Monk into your Rescue Cat and taking up the zone with the Nad Beast? The reason is because it actually puts fodder in your graveyard, the Amazoness Tiger, and it actually gives you a follow-up play. So if they actually don't clear the Nad Beast or the Summon Sork, if they don't clear either, or if they clear a Nad Beast and you still have the Summon Sork, your follow-up for the next turn lets you use Summon Sork again, which is pretty funny. Because you can summon any beast, and what you can do is you can actually summon the second copy of Amazoness Baby Pet Tiger, and that tiger from grave that you just loaded in the first turn comes back and gives you an instant exceed. So it's just really strong, and actually doesn't clog up the extra monster zone, because there's times if you go Nad Beast like turn 1, you're just stuck there and you can't like get out anything because you don't want to link away the Nad Beast because it's what's controlling you the game. So it's like better just to burn the extra spell, especially if you have it. It also deck thins. It's just a really good play, I think, overall. And yeah, so that's the deck profile. I think, like I said, the updated with the Kaijus is really nice. Feel free to test it out and leave your recommendations in the comment section below. Ropes comes out.
All right. Keep watching, guys. We have something special coming up in the next few weeks, pretty much as soon as Imperium Duelist emails us back. But thanks for watching, guys.